What's up, Sports Talk? David Jersey Man Rapicki here for your college football top four reaction. Basically, top four is what it was: Notre Dame, Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State. Most of us predicted that. Not surprised there. 5 through 8, not so good. Iowa at 5, Baylor 6, Stanford 7, Oklahoma State at 8. I'm kind of disappointed that my Cowboys didn't really get a higher ranking after dominating TCU, forcing 4 turnovers, two of them almost for pick six. One of them was at the end of the game, which is 2 games in a row right now that happened for Oklahoma State, and dominated a quarterback that's supposed to be a Heisman hopeful. Now, what I just don't get is the committee's reasoning for Iowa and Stanford. Iowa, they say, well, they're consistent, they're improving every week, and doing all these great things, but they're winning by 3 to 5 points. And they only played Northwestern and I think Wisconsin are some ranked teams. Northwestern, I think, lost 2 games already. Wisconsin lost their 2 games. They're both mediocre. I mean, they're good. Yeah, I'll give them credit. Northwestern beat Stanford. But, I mean, come on. It's the Big Ten's division for them. It's not that good. It's like saying it's equivalent to the SEC East, basically. But for Stanford, it has me baffled. Well, the committee guy Long said, well, Stanford played at a quote-unquote 9 a.m. Pacific time against Northwestern. That was their first game of the year. They had since spring to prepare for that game. Their schedule comes out in April. They have a month before the game they play their game. Trust me, I did play college football. They do 2 days and stuff like that, month and a half before your season even starts. You can't have that as an excuse. And then they say at the end, well, they played impressive against Colorado. Colorado hasn't been relevant in years. Not even since they even left the Big 12 to begin with. It's like they come up with these nice excuses for all these teams. And all of a sudden, Big 12 is like, well, what about us? I mean, Oklahoma State dominated TCU by 20. I mean, against a Heisman candidate, Trevon Boykin, and made him look like he was nothing. Josh Dobson got hurt, but I mean they had no running game. Boykin was pressured by our defensive ends, which I've been reiterating week after week for my conference blog because we have basically one of these best pass rushers in the nation with Jim Beam and Agba. But it just baffles me that they go by eye test, but yet they don't seem like the eye test is not good enough. Sorry for the flares in the background. It's pretty windy here in Oklahoma. Clemson, they deserve to be number 1. 2, with Alabama, I'm still not impressed by them. They lose to Ole Miss at home, and Ole Miss lost, 4 games in this span, not even ranked anymore? You telling me that they can excuse that loss, but yet not notice the 20-point victory against TCU? Yeah, they jumped from 14-8, but at least make them 5 or 6 if you're going to pull off this charades. They beat a Georgia team who's overrated. I mean, call it as it is. I mean, look, they have not done anything to win that game. But with LSU, they both play similar style offense. Saban knows what that offense is. They both play similar. They both run the ball and then set it up for the play action and throw the ball on them. Yeah, they won at home by 16, I believe. But it's LSU. They're one dimensional. I mean, the only time they've been relevant passing was when Beckham and Landry was there. But Notre Dame 4, I'm not surprised. I think they deserve it at 4. I was more surprised that they didn't put Oklahoma State and Baylor at 5, 6, regardless of who the order was. But if Baylor or Oklahoma State wins out, honestly, they should be in the top 4 because a lot of people predicting Stanford beat Notre Dame. If Utah beats Stanford, Big 12's in. Regardless of who's in it, Big 12's in. Because either Baylor's going to go undefeated or Oklahoma State's going to go undefeated. And odds are Oklahoma State's going to go undefeated with their schedule at home. Clemson should have no problem in the ACC unless North Carolina gives them the problem. And North Carolina looks hot. They are one of the hottest teams in the nation. Alabama should win out against probably Mississippi State, unless Mississippi State goes balls out and destroys Alabama. Ohio State has one of their more tougher tests against Michigan State and Michigan, and probably most likely Iowa for the Big Ten title. If they win out, yeah, they're in. That's completely fair. It's really understandable. But with the fact that the committee is deciding, well, Ohio State looks the strongest. They look the best. One, they have a quarterback controversy going on between Barrett and Cardale Jones. You can't decide. You can't decide who's the better quarterback. Then Barrett decides, hey, I'm gonna get drunk and then get arrested and be suspended for one game. Where Ohio State's policy is 2 games. I mean, they're barely winning their games, just like FSU did last year, and they played no ranked opponents yet. It's because they're the reigning national champs. That's what it is. Iowa, like I said, is mediocre with their schedule. I mean, you play Wisconsin. Yeah, Wisconsin's good, but they're one-dimensional. They can't pass worth crap. They played Northwestern. It's a rival. It's division games. I mean, you expect teams to struggle, all stuff like that. But some people came to the conclusion, well, Oklahoma State gave up 53 against Texas Tech, and yet they scored 70. Two of which was a pick six and a punt return for a touchdown. Texas Tech had a kickoff return for a touchdown with Jabril Grant, who is a really good receiver. But my honest opinion is, if Big 12 doesn't get in, I think they need to expand to 8. Because if they're going to add 2 teams to the conference and they're not even good to begin with, it's basically a pointless thing of saying, well, why did y'all add 2 teams to begin with? Big 12 can surprise people at times, and at times they can't. Right now, the only 4 teams is Oklahoma State, TCU, and Baylor. Texas Tech has just flashes. K-State, same thing, but they're not getting the job done. I put on there before, K-State plays it close in some games, but they don't finish it. Same thing for Texas Tech. They play close, they don't finish it, or they get blown out. But stay tuned for Thursday. I'll be posting my blog on the Big 12. Mainly, you guys know the game week is going to be Baylor versus Oklahoma. I'll probably put details about what to expect for that game, and probably might have an upset of the week. Maybe once I look at the schedule again. Most likely it won't be like before. Stay tuned for that on Thursday, guys. There's Man out.